Hi everyone, and welcome to Billy Fitzgerald Golf. Today we're going to do a grip review. Make sure that you understand it and why is the grip so important. Well, not only does it help you square the face, but it also tells us how the swing is going to function. So the first thing we need to do is understand the grip. We need to understand what square is. In other words, what does the face look like and what is square? Because sometimes square doesn't look squared to others. So let's clear that up first off. So when I set the club face down, when I set it behind the ball, the leading edge of the golf club should be flush with the shaft line. Now the reason for that is because the face is going to have a little twisting in it through the strike. So we don't want to set up square and have the face turn over through the strike. We'd hook everything. So again, leading edge runs right up the shaft line. Now as you swing back, to kind of get us started to understand what square is, and what I mean by that is square in the club face throughout the swing. We're going to go halfway back first. So when I swing halfway back, the face, when it matches my spine angle, is square. Okay, so when I talk about square, it's the face of the club is 90 degrees to my swing arc. So my swing arc goes in, so that's why the face is matching my spine angle. So if the grip is up, or if the face is up here and I'm standing up, I'm square to my spine, so the face is square, but we have a little bit of a tilt in the golf swing or in the golf setup. So when I tilt, the face tilts with me. So this is a big concept to know, so the grip makes sense to you. And why the grip is so important, because we make sure that the left hand is going to stabilize the face and help us square it at impact, and the right hand is going to supply the guidance and the speed through the strike. So the first thing we'll do is talk about the left hand grip. So the left hand grip, again, what it does is as I go through the strike, it squares the face. Now if the left hand is too weak, which I see more than anything, then it's hard for the face to square. So usually we come over the top or twist our hands, which involves a lot of face rotation and a lot of timing. So what that does is calls for a lot of inconsistent ball flights. We can't get the face on the ball the same way every time. So yes, grip is critical. So in order to work with my left hand, you want to start it in the fingers, not in the palm. So you're going to start it in the fingers for your left hand. So again, I've got my face that's square in the fingers, and then my left hand is going to go over like this. Now for some people, that looks very strong. For most of us, our left hand is too weak. Now, to check this and make sure that my left hand isn't strong or too strong, I set up to the golf ball and I take the club halfway back to where we just said square was. So when I go halfway back and get square, so that's square. Now I take my hand off and you can see that my hand looks neutral now. That's why this hand motion, or this looks very strong to some people, but don't let it scare you. You have to understand how it works in the swing. So as I swing back, the face is square. Now my hand is neutral, even though it looks strong at the strike. If my hand was neutral looking at the very beginning, in order to get the face square, I have to twist my arm, okay? And then I have to twist it back to try to get it to the strike, which brings me to my next point. Where is your hand and how does it feel at the strike? Well, if my hand is very weak, then I have to feel like I bend my wrist outward as I twist it to get the face square. Now let's think about that for a second. If I were a baseball player and if I've got a baseball coming at me and I'm gonna hit this baseball with this bat, I would never do that, because the strike in my hand is not strong enough. My hand wouldn't be able to resist the force that's coming at it. It's the same thing in golf. So if a baseball were coming at me and I hit a baseball that way, see how my hand works? This lever works back and forth. So when I hit it, it's strong enough to withhold impact and withstand impact. It's the same thing with golf. Again, get it in my fingers and get my hand strong enough. So now when I swing, you can see that this hinge is ready to lever back, and when it levers back down, now I'm at a very strong point at impact. So again, the left hand needs to be strong enough for multiple reasons. A, so it can square the face in it, and we arrive at square several places in the swing. And the other is so it can withstand impact. It'll help your short game as well, giving that up and down motion. Okay, so moving on to the right hand. The right hand fits on the side of the shaft because it squares the face, or it mimics the face. So I wouldn't want my right hand on top. I wouldn't want my right hand underneath, or a trail hand for lefties. It's got to be on the side of the shaft. So whatever the face is doing, my right hand's doing. So again, if I'm coming down to impact, and my right hand's coming into impact like that, see, I've got a force coming this way. This is my strongest point of my arm. This is called line of compression. I'm trying to match my forearm with the shaft, with the hand, with the face of the club. This is really my steering wheel. So it would almost be like this. I've got a golf club in my pocket. So I put it in my hand and I almost drive it like a steering wheel. So it's going to go to the right, to the left, high, low. So this really controls the club face. It adds power, and this is our stabilizer and how it squares the face. So they really work hand in hand. So if I held my hands up this way, the left hand is a little bit stronger, the right hand's on the back of the shaft, so my hands work and my wrists work this way. So my left hand's working this way, my right hand's working this way. Okay? Now the final thing why it's so important to get your grip right, if we think about it, if we think about the game of golf, the club face controls the golf ball, okay? And our hands control the club face. So it's really, really important that we not only understand the grip, but make sure that our hands are on the golf club the correct and proper way so we can control the ball. So hopefully this is a good review before we get the season started, and we'll see you on the tee.